Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and/or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we want to put the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to Patriot Playtime. We got your 6 at 6. Now here's your host, Shad Turner of Veterans Unite Podcast and the People's Patriot Project. And as always, Patriot Pride.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of We Got Your 6 at 6. I am Shad Turner from Veterans Unite Podcast. And as always, we do have Mark and Andrea from the People's Patriot Project. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. We've got a blast from the past, so to speak, because back on April 27th of last year, I had today's guest, Mr. Dave Bray, on for a one-on-one interview. Well, now he gets to join us in the hot seat for We Got Your 6 at 6. But my understanding is Mark's got something kind of cool lined up for us for the pledge. So, Mark, take it away, man. Maybe. There we go.
Yeah, hey. So, I mean, this is just the classic. We haven't had the chance. We've always done the pledge, and it's been – that does what we need to do. But we have an artist here who's got an outstanding version of the national anthem. So if you'll take the time, I should have cut the video where he got kind of heart-to-heart about what the national anthem meant to him and who it's for. And it's for all of us. And so I should have cut that video into here. I didn't, but we did it our version. We've got Dave Bray with the national anthem. If you'll take time to stand, remove your tops, and we will, or covers, we'll call it, and we will we'll give a little homage to our the greatest country in the world. And holy cow, we're watching the Facebook blow up. Welcome, Brother Bray. It is
good to be here.
Gosh,
thanks for having me down. I was standing saluting. I know you guys were as well. Thank you so very much for having me on.
It's a blessing to have you, brother. We're excited. We've been excited. We were trying to get you on earlier, and you had to take care of some life stuff and get a broken will fixed up, and you were giving us a little pre-show on that a little bit. But it's so awesome to finally get you on and celebrate service, celebrate this country, and kind of let all the garbage sit in the background a little bit. How you been, man?
I've been doing good, man. Just silencing cell phones and everything else. I've been doing really good. We've been, COVID, obviously, with the big shift and everything, everybody's going digital, Zoom, and all this. Like, the podcast world is blowing up. Apparently, people 85% more pizza than they did last year. No doubt. I'm proof positive of that. But yeah, man, I'm just stoked for the new year, man. I'm stoked to actually start getting out there and playing again. I got some gigs booked. I'm releasing new music. Just a couple weeks ago, we released a new single called Into the Light, and it debuted it came out and made the Christian Contemporary charts. So there's some big things happening. Got another single coming on the 30th. So yeah, I mean, I'm just, like I was saying, I had surgery on the ankle, so I needed to stockpile. I'm like a squirrel going into winter. So I stockpiled a bunch of music and a bunch of videos and a bunch of stuff because I knew I was going to be knocked down and out. So I stockpiled a bunch of content. And, I've just been trickle releasing it over the last couple weeks and months. And as I recover from surgery, that's just been our project, our MO, going into the new year.
Awesome. You just had a new released album, right?
Well, I did. It was a single. The album that came out, the album came out a little over a year ago. So that was called Music on a Mission.
Okay.
And that was a Storyteller record. And I talked to you about that a little bit. First of its kind, again, how blessed as a when you talk about independent artist, I'm about as independent as it gets, right? So I created my own t-shirt line to be able to support what I do. And it ended up becoming an apparel brand, Brave Day USA Apparel. And again, it was like one of those things that sort of just went hand in hand. But I know I didn't invent Veteran Apparel Company, but it has been definitely one of those things that helped my career continue. Music itself, it takes an awful lot of content as well as the ability to be shared around to sell enough $99 downloads to be able to feed your family. So we had to come up with interesting ways and innovative ways to do that. And the apparel company helped do that. But again, Music on a Mission came out, debuted at number 6 on the iTunes rock charts. I mean, like me, Godsmack, Shinedown, on the charts together at the same place. And then with this last single for King and Country, we were up there with some of the greats. So I'm just very blessed to have the support system that I have and the people and the fans that have continued to follow me since the Madison Rising days.
One of the things I was attracted to you last year is you got on, you were talking and combating a little bit of the same thing that we're fighting with using social media as a platform to get your message out, get your story out. And you were sharing some concerns about that. How are you beating it? What are you doing to get through with it? Or are you just doing what we're doing?
The algorithm shell game, right? So it seems like now that we've have multiple social media, and social media isn't just, Facebook. When it started out, Facebook was the wild, wild west. Whenever you put something up, if the content was good and you had enough friends behind it, pretty much everybody was sharing it, because people were not posting at the religious times they were during the day. We were all trying to figure out where and how it worked and the best ways to use it. And then Facebook realized we don't have the bandwidth to be able to, comply and be able to be capable for that. So now it's a pay to play sort of system. You really have to play into their rules. And now with obviously more social media guidelines and people getting blocked and algorithms and content, a certain political, nature is being shut down. It makes it even harder. You got to dodge and weave and tiptoe through the tulips on some of these platforms. But what we're seeing is basically a platform grows to a certain extent, and then it has to monetize itself in order to continue to grow and become a beast. And that's what we're realizing, is that many of our core group people that we have, grown, and our customers and our watchers and our followers, so to speak, on Facebook, we only have a percentage of them that came over to Instagram. From Instagram, we only have a percentage of them that came and follow us, over to YouTube. And then from the YouTube came to Rumble, and then from Rumble to Parler. And just, there has to be I think the best thing to do is breaks. If you have a national platform, like you're on Fox News every other day, or you're on one of the news channels, and you have a natural platform, whether it's in television or media, or if you have a daily show, for you to go out and try to compete in those spaces, I've found is a little bit of a waste of time. If you're being requested there and people are asking about you, trust me, you will know. People will say, hey, you need to go to Parler, man. There's this whole thing, a movement happening over there around. We got your 6 podcast. You need to get over there. So what I'm realizing is I was jumping every time a new platform, GME or WeGo or whatever. I was pulling my hair out, trying to find all the same people. And I'm like, why am I doing this? And I think the biggest lesson that I've learned from the whole thing is to just, build your fire bundle in your hands and really focus on what you have that's working for you and that has worked for you. And for me, this platform is basically Facebook and YouTube. Those have been the 2 most valuable ones for me. And even in the music business, there's another music streaming platform every other day, and they want you to spend all this time tagging and basically doing their legwork for them. So I just said, you know what, I'm done. I'm out of that game, and I'm going to focus on the people that have followed me all along. I'm not really that concerned about trying to find a new platform that people are going to just accept every invitation. I'm done with it. So
I love it. You mentioned it earlier. Everyone has been coming up with a podcast. This is our 1-year anniversary. I don't know if you guys realize that.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 1 year. It started off as a social hour, a virtual social hour, to get kind of veterans and first responders to a place where we could have some conversations. We knew it wouldn't last on Fridays forever, and we were doing it we got your 6 at 6 on Fridays. A couple months later, we decided we'd move it to Sundays, and it has been so awesome. It is just getting to meet the musicians we've had that have come on, getting to meet the boots on the ground organizations across the country. And I don't think anyone's doing it like we're doing it, and we're having a blast. And so, again, thank you, Dave, for coming on. You definitely add a value to what we're doing. We're excited to share our mission with you, and hopefully we do a post show after this. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like, but if anyone's interested in being part of the post show, you're welcome to come. Give us your contact information. We'll send you the link. Our biggest mission during that time is to have the conversation about how to collaborate and reach out to those that we are not reaching yet. And so we're talking about the ones that are in need. We're talking about the ones that are sitting back and might be struggling with some things right now. I want to encourage you right now, while we're doing this right now, do a buddy check. Reach out to someone you haven't talked to for a while. If you think it's silly and you think that it's – just call and say hi to someone. Text them right now. Say hi. I was thinking about you for a moment. Just wanted to see where you're at, what you're doing, where you're going. And these are the simple things.
I love that idea. I love the whole just sending a random text. There's nobody out there that has a cell phone that doesn't have at least 300 people in their saved contacts, right? When was the last time you went down through that contact list and just did the Wheel of Fortune and was like, holy crap, I haven't talked to that dude in literally 2-3 years, or that
Absolutely.
And just say, hey, just thinking about you. Just, hey, remember this? Just thinking about you. Or my thing is, I'll go back through my pictures because I got tons of videos and crap bogging down my photos and videos. So I'll go back through and I'll find a crazy picture of me and somebody, or and I'll find them. I'll be like, my gosh, how long has it been since we did this or whatever? So I love that idea, the reach out idea, something personal. Just that you never know where that person is in their life. You never know where their heart is or where their mind is. And that one little ping, that one little text might be what takes them from a dark place into really thinking about what tomorrow's going to bring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the highest percentage of the people in the 90s, in the 90 percentile of people that reach out to us just want to have a conversation. So there's people just waiting to have, I just want to share. And you know what? It takes 5 minutes of your time, and you know what? It might take 20, but you'll get to have a chance to reinvent your relationship and just move forward in a marvelous way. Yeah. All right. Let's get one of your songs up here. Tell us. So I don't know which one to play first, and I struggle with this one. We'll go with Last Call. Give us a setup for Last Call, where that came from. Here's the deal, and I know this one's primarily for our men in blue, our Leos. If you have not had the chance and or have not witnessed the opportunity to hear the single pager go off for a firefighter on his last call, it is. I can tell you right now, I've already previewed the song and I've already been through it, and I can't get through it. I just can't. And it is what it is. I say that so I don't have to really talk about it. But there's a lot of you out there in this world that get to lay your head on that pillow of freedom. And these are the dudes that give you that opportunity to do that. So set us up for it, brother.
So you had hit on basically what Last Call is about. The first time I heard one, it was for a guy named Brad Fox. He was a former Marine who had gone into law enforcement, left behind two kids. And a friend of mine who knew Brad had sent me his the audio version of what the dispatcher was paging out for his last call, basically calling out his badge number. And in the military, we do the final roll call, which, obviously they knock out a few guys that are in formation and they call the fallen soldier's name. And obviously that person does not answer in a present affirmative. So I didn't know that law enforcement did it on the air. And that was one of the things that really just kind of, when I listened to the audio, I didn't even know what it was. He's like, dude, listen to this, man. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to it. You're my boy. I listened to it and I was just like, holy cow. And then the dispatcher's voice was, you could feel the pain in it. And I was just like, holy crap, that was a final roll call or a last call for a law enforcement officer. And you're sitting there thinking like, every person that wore a radio that day, or anybody that was listening to a scanner, might not have known. And then, all of a sudden they're realizing, man, this was my brother, this was somebody's family member, the leader of their church, or somebody in, a coach or a teacher. Our law enforcement officers carry so many other things under their umbrella as fathers, mothers, and all these extra things they do for their community. So you never know who or what that badge number is for unless you personally know that person, obviously. But I wanted to give that fallen officer that badge number, because they call it out 3 times, obviously, to no response. I wanted to give that fallen officer his response back to his wife and kids, to those who served beside him. And that's one of the lines in the song, is like, for those who served beside me, I tried, I fought as hard as I could, and I'm sorry, I am no longer able to hold that blue line with you. And that's some of the truth behind the song. And I think when you get down to the real nitty-gritty truth about what law enforcement does for this country, and what our military does for our civility, and what they do for nations around the world. But if you think about law enforcement, they're fighting the battle right here every single day. These people are 20, 30 years on the job every single day, 40 to 60 to 80 hours of work week, putting on a uniform, putting on a kit, putting on armor plate, putting on a gun, and putting themselves in harm's way. And just for wearing that uniform, they can be shot at any moment's notice. And that's the honest to God truth, which tells me there is a war here in this country. So I wanted to do a song for those fallen, and I wanted to give that fallen law enforcement officer his words back to his family. And the song's called Last Call.
Patriot Nation, this is Dave Bray, Last Call.
Let me get a unit to FDR 112. Shots fired.
Control! And top down!
Man down, I'm bleeding out. There's no time, so please hear me out. These are the last few words that I'd like to say to you all. This is my last call. Tell my wife I love her, and that I won't be home tonight. Thank her for those long, hard years that we tried to get it right. And tell her I'll be waiting after she makes it through it all. This is my last call. But ask her to forgive me. Tell her I'm sorry. That I can't be the man that she's gonna be. Tell her I'll be waiting where the winter meets the fall. This is my last call. And tell my children that I love them. Oh yeah, the daddy always loved them so. And tell them to hold their mother tight and to never let her go. And tell them I'll always be watching, looking over them through it all. This is my last call. But tell him to fight for me. Do what's right for me. Choose the light for me. But don't ever forget me. be watching, and I'll be there when they fall. This is my last call. For those who serve beside me and who held that thin blue line, stand tall, stand strong, and hold your head up high. I'm sorry I let you down today, but please know I gave my all. This is my last call. So raise a glass for me, and kick some ass for me. Ring a bell for me. Send 'em straight to hell for me. I'd like to think I saved a few good lives, but I couldn't save them all. This is my last call. Yeah, I'd like to think I saved a few good lives, but I couldn't save my own. This is my last call.
All units, stand by for a special announcement. Emergency traffic only.
11:45. Prince William calling. 11:45. This is the final call for 11:45. Officer Ashley Gwendon. End of watch, February 27th, 2016. May you rest in peace.
We'll take a 20-minute intermission now. So, no. Gosh dang it, dude. You nailed it. And the message needs to get out there.
And that's honestly, that's the power of music. I mean, we can all sit around and talk about what needs to be done for law enforcement or the families of our law enforcement or the fallen. There's a ton of benevolent groups out there that I've been supporting with nonprofits, everybody from the FOP to a lot of Blue Line benefits. And on top of what we lose in the line of duty, there's also another arm of law enforcement that is losing to the battle, obviously, the invisible scars of suicide.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's an unbelievable amount of heartache and loss in that community. And I just wanted to do something again for them. And even to give their last words back to them that they never got, you know what I mean? For that, a lot of them never got. So that was the point of writing that song.
You nailed it, dude. You nailed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, it's that actual last call at the end of the song that's the part that just gets me.
Yeah,
you know,
and Ashley was on the job for one day. That was her last call at the end.
Oh, son.
She perished the first day.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is, you know, every once in a while we get the message. We get the message of these people knew what they were signing up for, and it infuriates me when I hear that. It infuriates me. You know, we've got people that sign up to do a job that only 6% of the entire country wants to do.
Right.
And that's the entire service of first responders. That's the entire first responder is 6%. With our are enlisted as well, and it's such a tiny, small percentage, and it's really cool. I've been in this industry for I'm not doing it now, but and nothing was more exhilarating than to have the utility belt, to throw on your air pack, to get the pager, that's the fun stuff. You never know what's around the corner. You never know. You can't calculate everything that's there, and some of it's accident, some of it's intentional, some of it's I lift up all those that choose to serve. Thank you. You're the smallest part of the percentage of our country. Thank you for doing that. You always have, there's a light on with the People's Patriot Project when it comes to you guys, all of you. Whatever we can do to help lighten the load. We're not done. We're kind of doing the smittens kind of things right now, but we're building, we're growing, we're going to get there. We're going to celebrate you. We're going to shout out to all of you every single day, the amazing things you're doing to help serve this country and your communities. So thank you. Again, thank you, Mr. Bray, for finding that vision. It's a vision that needs to be had, and it's amazing since we've done this, the people that we've talked to and how the connections have just happened for the right reasons. And this is the right reason. People need to hear that song. It needs to be out there. So thank you.
If they want to see that video or they want to check it out, all the stuff is at Dave Bray USA on YouTube. There's the whole reason of Music on a Mission. The whole reason I wrote the album and put it together the way that I did was so that I could narrate and tell those exactly just basically what you said, the story about Last Call and the story about, the song Into the Fire for our firefighters. This whole record, I don't know if anybody can see it, but it's called Dave Bray USA, Music on a Mission, Storyteller Edition. Anybody who purchases, I give these away. So anybody who purchases anything from my store, DaveBrayUSA.com, gets a free autographed one. And if you don't like it, you can give it away. Give it away to a law enforcement officer. Give it away to a firefighter. Give it away to a veteran, a blue and gold capper. I've given thousands of these things away to others so that they will understand. People of service get it. And that's the beauty of the basic training that we've all received, is that we're all broken down to one at the exact same point so that we all have the same seed that we can grow from. And songs like Freedom Rings, Blood of Heroes that I wrote, and Into the Fire that I wrote are all for those men and women who have paid that price. But this new song that I'm going to be releasing on March 30th is called Better Man. And the reason I wrote Better Man was because there's a guy that we see on the exit every time we go to a certain direction, leaving our house and going to my wife's parents' house. He's on the exit, and he's a homeless veteran. And we've helped him numerous times. And every time he's getting to the point where he knows us, we know him. And, I've given him the CD, I've given him the album, I've given him stuff, you know what I mean? And he's always so very grateful. And I asked him, one day I said, why don't you get off the streets? And he's just like, I can't find my spot. I've slipped through the cracks. He's come to terms with the streets. And the scary part about basic training is that we learn to come to terms with the worst possible elements. And unfortunately, even homelessness is sort of driven into us, because in the sniper teams, they teach you, hey, go live under a bush for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Nobody in the civilian sector, it's hard for them to understand and comprehend to have what living in a tree might be one of your tools and one of your work tools that you have. But these guys, they fall through the cracks. They go into survival mode because that's what they've been taught. And that's why veteran homelessness is becoming such an epidemic for us in this country. And so the song Better Man is one of the ones I'm really excited about of this next couple that I'm going to be releasing. And it talks about how faith could be the answer that a lot of these guys need. A lot of these men and women that have turned to homelessness, whether it's because they can't get the fix they need from the VA or whatever they need with the handout, they need to find an element of faith. And I truly believe that could be something that it's not going to fix veteran homelessness, but it might fix one or two that might get off the streets if they find the right faith element to put into their heart. And that's why Better Man was written, and I can't wait for it to come out. It's coming out on the 30th of March. So that video is going to be rolling out as well. Navy SEAL Ray Cashcare is the lead role in the video. The guy is amazing. If you don't follow Ray Cashcare, go follow him. We've just been really, really blessed to work with guys like him, along with cinematographer Curtis Boggs, who has shot, he's shot commercials that you see on Super Bowl, Sunday. He's shot stuff that you see from Toyota, from, these huge people. And this guy reaches out to me saying, hey, I want to shoot your video. And in turn, I say, well, now I have this amazing resource, this guy who's got the greatest cameras in the world, Curtis Boggs, and I need somebody else that's down by him. I give a call to a friend, Ray Cashcare. I'm like, hey, man, any way you can get down there and be a part of this? And he's just like, yeah. And I think as veterans and as people in social media, we're not taking enough time to realize what part and place we are making in history. Everything is a post and move on to the next thing, that we're forgetting about the wake that we're leaving behind. And that's one of the most important things that I'm trying to teach my kids. Leave behind a positive wake. Leave behind a wake that you can be proud of, and in the future, that wake becomes your legacy. So, I hope people are going to check this stuff out. I hope they'll check out Music on a Mission album, as well as a new song that's going to be hitting on the 30th. Better Man. That one, I'm telling you, that video is going to be amazing.
On top of that amazing wake of positive messaging, it never hurts that the initial message is positive to begin with as well. And so that is something you've got going for you, brother. That's something that we've been combating and also hitting the media head on a little bit, is change the narrative of how bad things are. Let's talk about and celebrate the good things.
Buddy, you were hitting the nail on the head there, buddy. We are so Pavlovian to negativity. Like, the people of America are so reactionary to negativity. We've become, and I, in a way, I blame 9/11 for that, because since that day, I honestly can tell you, I wake up and turn on the news every single day ever since then, because I'm waiting for that negative thing. And I hate to say that I'm putting it out there, but we as American people are all in the same thing. I think the post 9/11 people who were there and at home and experienced it, that's a scar. That's a change in our DNA. That triggers us in a certain way. And I don't think I'm alone in that. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm alone in the fact that there is this essence of questionable impending doom just by the scales of what's happening in the world. So therefore, when like you said, if you're starting out with something positive in the day, that would be great. But it's almost like we're like, enough of the positive. We know what that is. Bring on the bad news. We're almost yearning for it because we expect it, and that's a scary thing. And that's, again, a Pavlovian reaction, I feel, since 9/11 for all of us.
But I don't know that we do know the positive, because as we're doing this, and we call it beating it out of the weeds, the amazing people we have found while we've been doing this podcast, and the messages we've been able to share of hope and opportunity, and just saying, you know what, every single night I listen to about some kind of statistic and how bad, and now we're doing news on how people are depressed, and I'm like,
you wonder why?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Let's talk about how, because I mean, it doesn't have to be about me. Don't come do a news story on me, but I can't be the only guy sitting here saying it's going to be positive today no matter what we do. We're going to move forward. We're going to help who we can with what we have, and that's the only thing we do. And at the end of the day, you know what? As long as I got a food in my belly, a roof over my head, and I feel safe, that's a victory. We've gotten a little spoiled in the good old US of A as well. And I think it's important to remember and get grounded a little bit. If you got a little extra, help someone out. It's that simple. You never know when that little help might be lightening the load for someone that is just having that moment. And it might just be just the fact that you paid attention to them. And again, that goes back full circle what we were talking about earlier. Just reach out to those in your life.
For sure.
So, Andrea, are you ready to roll with our news?
She's very quiet so far. Andrea,
I'm
you are up here for me. Where am I for you?
Oh my gosh, how do we?
You're right. Like I
can't even do it. Here we go. There we are.
So is that where I am?
That's Dave Bray. That's
Yep,
Dave Bray for me.
kitty corner for me.
Hang on.
It's so hard. Like it's opposite.
I got Mark. Okay, yeah. Weird. Anyway, all right. We had enough fun. Brady Bunch moment's over.
I love it. I love it.
It's completely opposite. It's very weird. I'm a quiet person. I don't know why Mark can never just admit I'm super quiet. I'm a learner and a listener. Well, this week I'm going to share with everyone. I don't know if you guys know this. It's National Pie Day. You guys know it's National Pie Day?
Okay.
I don't even have a joke. I'm a language arts teacher, so that's math, and it's spelled P-I, so it's wrong anyway. So I don't.
Pie Day, like pie, right?
Like pi, like 3.14.
I have to
Gotcha.
excuse myself from this conversation.
You are hilarious. I got nothing on it. That was just, I pulled it out. All right, tomorrow. And Scotty's not with us, but tomorrow is National Kansas Day. And so I listed a few of the cool things in Kansas.
I thought you meant the band. I mean, if we're talking, never mind.
We could say the band.
I opened up. I
I
met those guys. Kansas is cool.
I should have had a song queued up for that one. They have the world's biggest ball of twine in Kansas.
Are
yellow.
you sure?
Dude, I read it on the internet. I'm pretty sure.
It's got to be true.
I thought the biggest ball of twine was here in Minnesota.
Second.
Different. It's different. Yeah,
Second.
the Yellow Brick Road Trail is in Kansas.
Fact check.
That makes sense. The largest Czech egg. Those are pretty dainty and really pretty and pretty cool, and so many things. This week may have been a little bit of a struggle, so I do have some weird things on there. You guys know it's on the 17th, Wednesday.
You got me.
Oh my gosh!
Oh wait, Wednesday. That's St. Patty's Day, right?
There we go. 17th.
Oh, okay.
Got
So-
big plans. Got big plans.
Let me share with you, as Peterson's going to share with me, some corned beef or something, but it's actually National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day, which ties right into St. Patrick's Day. However, that's not even Irish food, you guys. Fact check. Most Irish people were way too broke to be eating meat really of any sort, and so corned beef was not really theirs. That's those. Can I say those mean English people that came in? I'm a little bit Irish, so waiting on my.
What we age was potatoes growing up. I wouldn't know.
It was the potatoes. They counted on the potatoes. It's a fact. But it has become an American Irish tradition. So we'll go with that on Wednesday. I do, whatever excuse you got to party the Saturday before and the Saturday after if it falls on a Wednesday, from what I'm hearing. Can I just share on that note? Nobody knows about Bismarck, North Dakota, unless you've been to North Dakota, because that's about what there is.
Wait, is Tuesday Bismarck, North Dakota Day? Or is that Kansas Day? Which one is it?
That was Kansas Day. Kansas Day.
Gotcha.
Kansas Day. But in Bismarck, there is the
Third largest ball of twine.
There probably is. And they all knit up. It's called the Blarney Stone, the most amazing Irish pub with food to be. So I've been trying to get my daughter to eat there with us. I have a son in college up there. They have this really ridiculous rule in Bismarck that if you're 21, you can't go in places that serve alcohol. Period.
Oh, wow.
So they have this amazing food, and my daughter couldn't even eat there. However, she turned 21 a couple weeks ago, and her brothers took her out to eat there. So it's amazing.
I always thought a Blarney Stone was the thing that you had to pass, like a kidney stone after you had so much corned beef and green beer on Wednesday. The Blarney Stone is what you got to get rid of on Thursday. So Thursday is Blarney Stone Day, apparently.
Did we get a check from these guys or something? I don't
know. Yeah. Was there?
We
like 15.
We just endorsed.
I know I've been to like a Blarney Stone in Florida, so I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
It's going to be like Guy Fieri showed up there or something. They're going to have their doors are going to be people wrapped around. We mentioned them how we got your 6 at 6, and they're going to have more people than they can. Better call them up.
Let me just say this. I think Kansas is too, but North Dakota is super patriotic.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna take a guess, go out on a limb, and say the Blarney Stone's gonna be packed Wednesday, no matter what. I'm just gonna.
Just saying.
Thank
Pretty
you.
sure.
We got your 6th podcast for giving us the best sales day this year. Surprise.
They're already trucking from St. Paul.
Hey, remember us. Remember us at the end.
That's right.
I bet they will put a canister up there that they can drop notes into. All right, and then for
why is
series,
the firefight? Why is the firefighter community? I guess the law enforcement and firefighter communities are both known for like heavily Irish.
Mhm.
And is
Absolutely.
that just because like big Irish sort of red-haired knuckle draggers, were just out smashing people with sticks? And then, I mean, back in the day, they didn't have guns. It was just some big dude. And what was and the other thing was coppers. Like I thought cop meant citizens on patrol, but apparently coppers comes from, I believe, like because they wore copper buttons on their suits or something like that. I was
Really?
because they were Irish. I don't know. Anyway,
Now you're challenging me.
Wow, that's
there's so much Irish heritage in law enforcement and firefighting. I was just wondering if anybody had the true, genuine roots behind that.
oh my
That's a
goodness!
good-
No, but
that's a good
that's
one.
what- you're gonna have to watch next week now. Coppers.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have all this information next week now.
Well,
I
and
get,
we can't-
I
can only
get
do
most of my
bits and
information from oh gosh, what the heck is this show with the now I can't remember it.
Blue Bloods. Blue Bloods?
The guys that smash you with the razor blades, the Peaky Blinders. That's it.
I
Oh,
love it. It's a great series, man.
it's
That
so
is
good, yeah.
top.
If it's
Okay, I'm writing that down.
anyway, that's where I'm getting all my historical.
You
facts.
have to watch it. You have to watch it with the subtitles on.
Subtitles,
I don't know if you've done that or not, but
Yeah.
if you watch it with subtitles, you can understand the show a lot more. It's they've got a pretty thick Irish brogue.
I'm pretty fluent.
Rise up
so-
from slavery and became a cop. That is probably some of the history of it, right? A lot of them did come as indentured slaves, and so yeah, a lot of Irish people were indentured slaves.
Coming
And a lot
back from one of our good supporters, Robert.
Any reparations coming from this 1.9 trillion for the Irish? Just quick
I've
question.
sent my letter. I'm waiting on the Queen to send me my reparations. Her family owes
Good
my
luck on that.
family. Hmm.
They
I'm
sent
on that boat.
their reparations in the form of Meghan and whatever Harry. Man, we got robbed on that deal. Like, don't
Yeah, they can have them back.
aren't they illegal aliens at this point? Like, get the heck out of here. I know they don't have a work visa, so why are they? You know what I mean? What are you doing here? Illegals, be gone. There's
Well,
a
I
line. We
thought
have
they
a
went up
process.
to Canada.
Country. We have a process. You just don't come here with 10 million and buy a house and say, "Hey, you're good." You get in line down in Nicaragua and you march your ass all the way.
Hell yeah.
There's a damn process.
Wow. It's
I
so
love
much
it.
easier. I always say, because I do like listening to a couple other podcasts out there.
Where do they get the
Real
t-shirt?
A?
Where do you get your Biden "Let Me In" T-shirt? Like, what country is making those?
Oh
Biden?
Along the way?
no!
Right.
I
Are they,
gotta
are they
have to kick
airdropped?
them out
Like,
of the
you get a
room.
No.
bottle of water with the rubber band with the Biden shirt. Just like,
We need to get one for Mark. I think that would look really good on him.
Nope. Not there. Not touching it.
Sticking out of
That's,
all that. Oh boy.
Let's go. So well.
Okay, on that one, let's get back to it. The 18th. This one's a little more sober. On March 18th, we have the National Supreme Sacrifice Day. This honors all those who have made tremendous sacrifices for the sake of the good of the others, as well as those who have sacrificed their lives every day for us. And I pull in the cops. And coppers, do we say now? I'm going to think that the LEOs, the firefighters, everyone who puts on a uniform to protect all the rest of us. Today, or on that day, you want to honor someone who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Visit their families, visit them, support them, and the people in uniform around them who place their lives on the line every day.
you know what? Sorry,
yes.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying one other thing you can do is visit the memorials and then learn the names of your local heroes, and go to events around your state and your communities for that.
We need to make a bigger deal about that date. We need to ramp that thing up.
Yeah,
I like that day.
yeah.
What's the date again?
Other than Good Friday, what you know what I mean? What's the next step back? So,
Right.
I found out, and listen, I've on, like you said, on a more serious note, Supreme Sacrifice. What I'm found out from the Gold Star communities that I have been affiliated, and I know we joke about Biden and Nicaragua and all that stuff, but on a serious note, you know, the Gold Star families, they're major. They basically have been through living hell. They've lost. There's nothing more for them to fear. The only thing that they fear now is that their children or the ones that they've lost will be forgotten. And for me, I think that day would be a great day to find those Gold Star families and really genuinely reach out. Just like you say, you know, you got your 6, you do your text. If you know somebody that's a Gold Star family member or whatever, remember their son's name or their daughter's name or the father or whatever, but remembering their name and remembering not just their name, but who they were or an element of what that life was, I think is probably the most powerful thing you can do for somebody who's lost something, because they've already experienced hell on the planet. You know, to show them out of the blue, hey, listen, I know this is what I know about your son, and I just want to say thank you for his sacrifice, and he will not be forgotten. Or this is what I know about your daughter. Thank you for their sacrifice, and they're not forgotten. That means more to them than anything. And you know, there's no getting them back. So to remember them and telling them, you know, their names and to assure them that that won't happen. And I think that's a huge token of generosity. You know what I mean? For that day.
It is huge.
Agreed.
It's a piece. That's the 18th, Andrea?
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna set up our own little thing for that as well.
Yeah, I like that.
Blow this thing up.
It almost should be like hey, this is a Gold Star mom, this is this son or daughter. Pass it along, but add one to it, kind of thing. Like, let's grow. Let's do something. You know what I mean? That
I like that idea, Dave.
I mean, something that can like add to virality, or whether it's an infinite story on Insta or something like that. You know what I mean? I would like to, you know, help you guys do that. So if it comes across my table, count me in on the share, and whatever I need to do.
Send it. For sure, send it. We'll
yes.
We'll get some beacon green in there, and we'll get some the date and remember, and we got some close ones right now that need to know that we're in their corner for them. So we definitely will be making a big deal about that. So let's do some call outs real quick. Lois, great to see you. Robert, awesome. Your content is amazing. Thank you for being there. Adam Jones is in the house. I'm not on the other platforms. If you guys can grab a couple from there. It's so awesome to have everyone on here.
I got Jeremy Daniels is one as well. Jeremy Daniels.
We had I was having a great conversation with one of our previous musicians just prior to the show, Mr. Hastings, and I hope things are going good down in Nashville for you, brother. Keep doing your thing, keep running your mission. We'll keep pushing you, and we'll keep getting you out there. So thank you for all that you're doing, and thank you for all those that are coming on and supporting what we're doing. Again, the People's Patriot Project is an opportunity to serve. For those who have served and can't find a place to put your skill set, we are going to blow this thing up and go grab our brothers and sisters that are in need. It's a piece we don't feel has been a predominant piece of the service industry, not in the industry, but those who put their lives, their hearts, their families on the line for the sake of serving our communities and our country. So if you've never had the chance to serve for a number of the things that have happened in life, we are open to you, and come check us out. We will take in everyone and anyone that wants to lend a hand in making sure that we bring everyone home, not part of the way home, all the way home. And that means the insides and the outsides. So we believe in our mission, and we believe that we are the beacon of hope and the beacon of opportunity. We do believe service is therapeutic, and we will continue to fight the battle along any of those that are still fighting that invisible demon that they're confronted with on a daily. So we're here for you. Remember our number, 763-238-5971. If you ever need to have an ear or someone to lean on, we are always here for you. We insist in making sure that we answer those calls and make sure that we are reaching back out to you. So one of the greatest, The comment we get the most is, I can't believe you called me back. I can't believe you answered the phone. There's a number of organizations out there. Maybe they don't have the bandwidth. Maybe they don't have the resources, but we insist that is our mission. We are boots on the ground, and we're here with you. So, the last song that I had brought up for today was a song that I thought would be a good song. We have a lot of people that are figuring it out. We have a lot of people that are learning to deal with all the stigma, learning to deal with all the stuff that they may have in their closets. The song I picked out of the library from your lovely manager, Miss Bray, was Survivor. And why don't you lead us into that one, brother?
Sure. Survivor, man. You hit on a couple things on the way into that. And, I want to talk about some of that stuff. There's a physical way to deal with your mental issues, and it's sweat, man. It is. If you have those demons creeping up on you, they come in the form of some really fun things. And if you continue to chase the external sort of things that can be fun, beer, alcohol, drugs, binge eating, whatever, there has to be a release, because it's not enough just to process it physically. You have to literally sweat. And I'm a fitness guy, not by choice, but as a result of, as somebody who has my own, we all have our own closet full, right? So what I have found that works is to get up and push. I push for the Lord, and I push for my family. I actually literally do a push up for a list of people, and every single day. And there's no questioning to that. If something else I has to comes up earlier, I just have to wake up earlier. That's just the way it is. But I do that every day as a moratorium for them, but also to exercise my own demons. You know what I mean? Because physical health is equivocal with mental health. If you can get both of them balanced out, that's the yin and the yang. You got half of life figured out. The rest will come to you. So physical and mental health, I feel, are huge parts of balancing one another out. But when you talk about Survivor, okay, we talked about Last Call. The song Last Call was for law enforcement. And it was a song that basically gave that law enforcement officer his last words back to his family. And after that song hit, millions of people viewed it. It was viewed in Japan. It was Canada, Alaska, Australia, all over the country. Law enforcement, all over the world, law enforcement understood and really, really gravitated towards the message. But the counterbalance to that was the survivors who are left behind. And so many of those people thanked me, but at the same time, they said, man, it would be great if we could give our words back to the law enforcement officer that had fallen. So as a survivor, it's written from that perspective of somebody who has been left behind critically from the loss of their loved one who served in the line of duty.
Awesome. This is Dave Bray with Survivor.
Thanks.
No, I never heard the shots that took your life away. And the only thing I wish is that I had the chance to say I love you one more time before you left this place. 'Cause in the blink of an eye, one moment in time, you were gone. No, I'll never look into your eyes again. Left with only pictures and the memories that we shared together. And they help to ease the pain. in the blink of an eye, one moment in time, you were gone. But I'll tell you a story. I'll scream out your name. I'll always remember you, 'cause the thin blue line remains. No blink of an eye or a moment in time could ever erase you. Never erase you. No one ever heard the shots that took your life away, made me the survivor that I am today. But I know now there's an angel guiding me along. For the rest of my days, for the rest of my way, you'll be with me. You'll be with me. When I tell the story, I'll scream out your name. I'll always remember you, because the thin blue line remains. And no blink of an eye, no moment in time could ever erase you. Never erase you. Never erase you. No blink of an eye or a moment in time will ever erase you. No blink of an eye or a moment in time could ever erase you.
You know, it's 100% irony. We're over time, which is fine. We'll keep going. It's irony that this all lined up the way that it did with the first song that we played with Bray, and then we get into this Supreme Sacrifice Day to end on the song Survivor. That no part of that was planned. I'm amazed at there's the national anthem for Supreme Sacrifice Day, to be honest with you. That's it. That's the song.
It's actually,
Do you mind if
yeah, do what you got to do, man. But it's been a while, man, since I've heard that, and that shook me for a moment. And I'm the one person on the planet who has listened to it and recorded it and put more time and more, and it's a testament to its power, because again, to have those words be able to be recorded and put into that format, and for people that may or may not be artistic, that don't know how to feel, but just allowing those people that have lost someone to understand that it's all right to scream out your lost one's name, scream out that name, and remember them, man. Remember them hard. Like, don't just remember them a little bit, but remember them hard. Like, go after them. And
Absolutely.
That's what I love about that song. That's the part that caught me off guard. I was like, man, I can't remember going there with that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for having me on. I got to mute. So,
all right.
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your listeners and your watchers for having me. Thank you again to, Chad, Mark, Andrea. You guys have been awesome, and God bless all of you for what you do. And I look forward to seeing what we can do on the 18th. Okay.
That's awesome, Dave. We'll thank you for coming on. It was a blessing. Thank you for everything.
You got it, brother. Peace.
Later.
Wow.
There you go.
I know, crazy. And there's just so much more, and we appreciate his time and his. I mean, everyone that comes on here gives their time, and they're busy. Their family, they've got they've got their own stuff going on, and there's so much more of a conversation we need just to continue to have. And I'm excited that we get to have the chance. I was just going to bring up the recent family out in Wyoming that just went through a devastating loss. Anyone that loses anyone, I'm sorry, and there's nothing we can do to fix that, and that doesn't make you feel better or make your world a better place. My dear friend kept saying every day gets better, and I'm like, I don't want it to get better, buddy. I don't want you to feel this pain every day, but at the same time, losing our brothers and sisters that are in service needs to be remembered. And it's not going to be depressing for us. We'll celebrate it. I got one of those weird emotional kind of headaches going on right now. So it's good stuff. It's terrible that we're in the situation that they're in, but it's good to remember and celebrate those that have given the supreme sacrifice. Check us out. We will be putting out a big piece on this one, not Wednesday. I suppose
Thursday.
that is Thursday. Yeah. And so we'll get that set up. Could we have picked two better songs to fit into that message?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Dave's songs are just awesome, and I like you said, I love his Storyteller album. To feel the passion of why he wrote certain songs or why he sang certain songs on that album is just amazing. And
well, and he's boots on the ground going and figuring it out. He's hearing the stories, he's hearing the message, and he's letting the people tell him how to package it. It's amazing. He's an amazing gift, and we'll continue to dialogue with the Bray team, the Dave Bray USA. Make sure you reach out to them. All of their links are in the beginning of the show here. And so make sure. It was great being here again one more time this week, and great job for a year. Congratulations.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been a full year on that.
Anniversary. Wow.
Should have had
We can't even
pictures sent to you guys.
Yeah, well, we can't even say thank you to what really made it happen, because Public Enemy, COVID.
We don't even. Yeah, we'll keep the positive message.
There you go.
Again, thank you everyone who was here this weekend. What a great show. We will see you when the smoke clears. Patriot Pride.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Peace out, guys.